Have some more visitors. Can y'all hear me okay, Josh?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah? Good. Okay, cool. Nice. I guess we'll wait until the official 10 o'clock. Yay. The sugar glider belongs to a friend of ours named Triple X that went for spring break in Florida with his parents. Guess who's still on spring break with his parents? So Gizmo has been a friend in our household. I think he misses his dad though, because he's fun. And but if he were to jump out of my arms right now, it would be a while. And I have Yorkies, and the history.
That would be entertaining to watch though.
No, so those 4-pound terriers, they can get pretty brutal. Good morning. All right. Are we good, Josh? Should we wait a couple more minutes? Or are you good? I'm turning up all my volume. I'm not being a weirdo. Well, maybe.
It might be good to wait a minute or two. I saw that Josh or some people had tweeted you out, so now more people will see the sessions that are available now.
I'm sure they'll all be flooding in.
Flooding.
Sure. I mean, my huge following.
That's right. Josh, you got way more. I think I have like 5. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Ashley. I see you. Good morning. It's so funny because we don't see one another often, different people. And of course, all of us have crossed paths some way, or at least many of us have. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been too long. Amy and I took classes together forever ago when we were just wee Amy's in Olathe. So welcome to my basement. This is where all the magic happens, apparently. So how many of you, I like to use the reaction buttons at the bottom, or you don't have to. You can use thumbs up. Josh and you guys have the 2 nerdiest people in the literally room, because Josh and I are all thumbs up all the time. Like we're always this in everything. Doesn't matter who it is. Exactly. So when it comes to reactions and you're like, oh yeah, that's me, give it a thumb up. So give it a try. A thumb up, oh yeah. And that means that you're with us, baby. That's like my little amen, hallelujah button. Dr. Watson at one point kind of referenced me in a meeting because he's like, Amy's always putting those thumbs up. I'm like, thanks, bro. That's what I want to be known for. Thanks. Thanks, Doc.
Did you just call
sister.
the commissioner? Right. Did you just call the commissioner bro?
Maybe. He knows that though. If he were on here, he'd go, yeah, she sure did. I actually, like when I was able to get the official picture for Teacher of the Year, I had Randy and yep, there it was. They were both putting them thumbs up. I'll have to show you sometime. That is great. It's so great to see everyone this morning. Good morning, Jenica. I like your husband's a pretty much rock star, but he married up, we know.
Morning.
She's all the behind the scenes stuff that, yeah.
That's right.
Keeps me in line for sure.
That's right. She makes you look good, boy.
For sure.
If that's possible.
Yeah, she also made homemade biscuits this morning, so yeah.
Oh man. Oh, and look at Miss Phyllis. Oh, who is that little bug?
This is my daughter. It's the only way I could go to this conference was that I could with my kids. So
see?
Yeah, it worked out.
That's perfect. What is her name?
Delaney. And say
hi, Delaney.
Just turned 5.
Hi, Delaney. Hi, girl. I love your bow. It's perfection for today. Awesome. Well, do you think, April, we're good? Do we think we have who we will have? Looks like we have, 26 people. Almost 25. Yeah. Well,
we went to 2 pages. That's when you know you've hit it big, is when you hit that second page.
I also think, did you put anyone against me? So do I have everyone that's interested in learning right now?
I hope so.
Good morning. If you guys want to go speaker view, that means you get like my big old head on your screen. It might be easier though and Josh too, because he is the guy that owns this Zoom. So with that being said, which is perfectly fine for me because you'll keep me on target. Is it your face, Josh, that they'll see right now or mine?
They are seeing your face. Whoever is speaking right now, but they should be seeing your face. So.
Okay, which is fine. You can stare at Josh too. It's perfectly good. Friends, my name is Amy Hillman. I am one of those teacher people just like you. And here's the deal. Been teaching for 25 years. Knock, knock. And anybody that knows my business, on 25, we knock twice. Knock, knock. There you go. 25 years in this game. But I don't want to talk about that. Because as you know in education, every new experience, every new year gets you rocking. So here's the deal. Today, I have the privilege of talking to you guys about engagement. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's one of my 3 major passions, engagement. Because without engagement, what are we doing? Without engagement, there's really no way to anchor our students and actually trust that they're gaining anything from the experience. So with that being said, I want to give some virtual, kind of agreeables here. With the Zoom, we will use reactions. We will use thumbs ups. Yep, if that's you. So if that's like, yep, that's me, give me a thumb up. And then if you're like, you know what? Bravo. Bravo, I'm learning something new. You can give me those bravo hands. What that's going to tell me, y'all, it's not because I'm looking for a bunch of applause, which I do like a little applause. I ain't going to lie to you now. But it's actually going to show me where we need some new ideas. That's going to give me some feedback. So I love that you guys are here with me right now. I'm actually going to change my view so I can see all of y'all, and I'll be bouncing between the pages. Hey, Josh, if it's okay with you, keep me moving in the correct direction. If you see questions that are on the chat bar, and it's totally cool that you guys ask questions, Josh kind of knows how I roll, and he'll know where that perfect spot is that we'll kind of push pause and we'll ask questions. Here's the deal. Been at this 25 years, but every year is a new adventure. If you are anything like me, I love to sharpen the sword. I love to have that new innovative way to make sure that keeps popping in my classroom. I have taught the 4-year-olds a year, and I've taught all the way up through college, but I'm telling you, I'm a middle school teacher. Those of you that know my spirit say, ooh, she landed right in the right spot. That's right, the middle school folk. Middle school, 6th grade, project-based learning. Now, my heart is in science, but because of redesign and the options that we were given and the availability to build an existence within a school that fits the needs of our students, Mr. Leibel, in his ever awesomeness, said, Hillman, can we use your science a little differently? We're going to use it for project-based learning. So I've been able to actually throw myself into a space that takes 1 semester and project-based. Now with that though, you see, SFT kids get a little extra dose of figuring out the tricks of engagement. And that's what I'm hoping through today's experience for the next 55 minutes or so. I'm not going to talk at you. I'm going to actually, you're going to be doing some things. I'm going to be, it's never a sit and get with Hillman, even though we are sitting and getting virtually. Oh, you're going to be doing some things, and you're going to be absolutely giving exchanges. I know, I see that, perfect. We're going to be playing around a little bit because I want you to experience some of this. But if it's okay with you, with my middle school brain, my project-based learning brain, I have to give a little bit of a skeleton of what this 50 minutes is going to look like. First of all, I want you to understand that with me, engagement is not just a thing. It is truly the philosophy of your lessons. When you talk about engagement, that means it's purposefully engaged. Students, when they jump into your space and you're asking them to grab onto content, we can't even try content until we create rituals and routines. Okay, I see those, I see this going on. Thank you. That's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give a high, like a preaching to the choir. You betcha. Some thumbs up, because I see some hallelujahs. When they walk in our space, there's some magic that happens right then and there. And from the first day of school, don't we spend about 2 weeks on rituals and routines? Imagine what's happening right now with our virtual experience with our students. Some of us jumped in, and I know we did from the continuous learning piece. Josh and I are kind of rocking it out, and we're like, holy mackerel, how are we going to engage these students? How are we going to do this? We had to figure out, in Olathe, kudos, man, kudos. I could not be more Olathe proud than I am right now, and Kansas proud. Rituals and routines are how continuous learning has been rolled out. Isn't that cool? And so now you guys are also creating rituals and routines for your babies, your middle schoolers, your high school babies, and you're creating a system for them that they can be safe in. A system, even though it's virtual, even though we're using this new tool, lots of bells, lots of whistles, rituals and routines. And let me tell you the science behind that. Now, those of you that know me know I'm a science nerd. I will geek out on you, and I can spend hours on this stuff, but I actually made some cliff notes for myself over my right-hand shoulder. So I stay a little on point. Rituals and routines. 2 words are magic. When you design rituals and routines in your classroom for whether it's standing at your door, greeting them, the good mornings, whether they walk and hang up their book bag, whether they get their folder out, whether they high five a friend, whether they look up at the board, rituals and routines create 2 things. The first chemical that we want to keep up in their system is oxytocin. Everybody, I want to see your lips move. Say oxytocin. Ooh, I like that head gesture too. That's right. Oxytocin. That's some magic beans, man. Oxytocin. Oxytocin is exactly that hormone that our bodies release when we have rituals and routines. Why? Because it is the love chemical. Okay, I just got weird. Sorry, I do that. It's a moment. That oxytocin love chemical actually has 2 other pieces. It's the chemical that's released that gives us a state of well-being. Give me that nod. I see your nods. The well-being chemical, that means that I belong. Oh, that's right. And also of bonding. So if we have rituals and routines, there's a reason they work. And it's chemical. It's oxytocin, oxytocin. And I love oxytocin moments. Why? Because you can start to feel it about week 2. Because you can feel the stress level going down. Now that's our second chemical we're going to talk about. Because we want oxytocin to go up, but we want, oh, you bet it. And we have issues with this too. You ready for this word? Cortisol. Cortisol will give us all a few extra pounds. It'll ruin our mood. That's exactly right. So when it comes to what we're looking about with cortisol, we want their cortisol levels, their stress level to go down and also raise oxytocin. And that happens with that R&R, not rest and relaxation, by the way. R&R, rituals and routines. Okay. If you're with me, give me a thumb up. That's right. Physical, virtual. I got you. I got you. All right. So as I'm talking about that love chemical, that well-being chemical, I hope that you guys, the more that you're doing Zoom, are now realizing this is part of our rituals and routines. And there's not a thing wrong teaching the kids that it's going to become more of our norm. And that's a beautiful thing. They need to also realize it's their safe place. Because by rituals and routines and engagement, this is where it begins. Engagement can only occur and be effective when students have a self-awareness of their bonding, their self, that they are actually connected to that space, no matter if it's your classroom in room 402 at SFT or whether it's right here on Zoom. I'm going to go ahead and push myself to the other 2 pieces. Now, everybody shake out your hands, shake out your hands, shake out your hands. Oh, yeah, look at y'all doing it. All right. I want you to tap the front of your cranium. Say prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex. All right. I always have my hands rested on a brain ball, so I'm not weirding out. I just do, and we'll talk more about how powerful that can be in the classroom. Your prefrontal cortex are one of the 2 parts of the brain I want to focus on today that have a direct link to engagement. Prefrontal cortex. And I'm going to link this to something that you already know. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. Some of you are like, old hat, I already know it. But it doesn't hurt to remember because we're in a different state of engagement right now. Think about this. Students are learning from this experience here. They're learning from experience sitting at the kitchen table with mom and dad. That's brand new. So we're going to be working with the same 2 parts of the brain when it comes to engagement, no matter where we're learning. The prefrontal cortex, that is the front of the front. That very beautiful, spectacular, and ever busy part of the brain, I'm going to say it, it's extra special busy in middle schoolers, wink, wink. The way that I like to anchor this, y'all, is imagine this. This is where your executive function happens. Executive function. And in my brain, the way I remember what an executive function space of my brain does, think about an awesome, strong woman that's sitting at the executive table. And what is she going to do at that executive table? First of all, She's going to start tasks because executive function, this is what it does. The frontal part of your frontal lobe is executive function, and here's what it does. It is responsible to start tasks. I know sometimes I have some difficulty. I think my executive function lately needs a little revving. Executive function. It is in charge of the planning. It is in charge of the focus. What? The focus? Yeah, now we know why. Middle schoolers, focus, planning, time management, holy moly. And here's that next one. You ready? Self-regulation. Self-regulation. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that our students are under different types of pressures. Different types of pressures in self-regulation, impulsivity, and trauma-informed. Now, those might sound like new words. And I'm so glad that we're putting a lot of effort and a lot of attention to it. But that has to do with what we're doing at the front of our brain. That prefrontal cortex, our executive function. Today, I'm going to teach you how to, well, naturally trick that with some good juices to do its job better. The second part of the brain, okay, so we went from prefrontal cortex. Shake out your hands, everybody, shake out your hands. I want you to tap your temporals. Tap your temporals. Okay, your temporal lobes in your cranium are right about here. It's right around your ears. Now, inside of those temporals sits this gorgeous little organelle. Now, I will geek out and we can talk about this for hours, but I'm going to keep it simple. This is the hippocampus. Say hippocampus. Hippocampus. Some of us love the part that it says hippo, but I want you to think about campus right now. We're going to anchor what the hippocampus does based on the word campus, because what do we do on campus when we're at school? On campus, we learn and we use our memory. Give me that nod. You can give me a thumbs up too if you want. Those two things happen on a campus, and that's exactly what happens in our hippocampus. Two parts of the brain we're going to focus on today: prefrontal cortex with the executive function, and the hippocampus. That's where we learn, and that's exactly where memory lies. Ironic, we're talking about engagement, and we're talking about how students will remember what they're learning. They go hand in hand, friends. So moving right along, I want to talk to you about these motions, these movements. Now, some people, when I say the word exercise, they cringe. Like, I don't want to. I just did my hair. Okay, here's the deal. Exercise, I like to say to some of my friends, I actually like to say instead of that, I call it movement. Because in the classroom, it is important to very specifically, very intentionally plot where you're going to have them move. Now, I want to introduce 3 more chemicals, all right? 3 more chemicals, we're going to revisit one as well. We'll revisit that other one. These 3 chemicals are the happy chemicals. They're not the oxytocins. Now, that is like heaven, right? That's our little love you chemical. Oxytocin. These 3 chemicals are the ones that will be released and used, and if we train our bodies right, our body will keep using them because we are going to make it habitual that our bodies are going to create them to make us stronger. Now, the first one, endorphins. And the reason I like to put my fists up with this one, endorphins, is because this is like the glorious endorphin that when you, those of you that are gross and sick and you like to run and you think it's fun, you know who you are. You do. You're the ones that look like you're in shape. Yeah. The running part, you start off running and everything hurts. Oh yeah, it hurts. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, hello, endorphins. Oh yeah. Endorphins are our body's natural chemical, and it's a painkiller. How amazing is that? Endorphins. So if we do our job right by putting motion, movement, or exercise within our lessons, we're going to have some releasing of endorphins. And by the way, side note, every one of these beautiful faces I'm looking at, these lessons are for us too. We tend to think that, oh, this is just for our learner. No. Because guess who is the first one at school? You. Guess who's the last person at the school in the evening? And sometimes in the wintertime, we come at the dark and we leave at the dark. That's you, right? This is as much for you as it is for your babies. So when you're learning about and talking about and using these terms, keep some for yourself. If we put these very purposefully in our classrooms, We're giving ourselves a little gift, right? A little PD gift. Endorphins, nature's way to kill pain. Love that, love that. Second word, dopamine. Everybody say dopamine. Is dope, baby. Dopamine is indeed, this is the feel-good chemical that our body releases. It's the one that releases, it is, you know, it's a hormone, but I'm going to be honest, it works in conjunction with other hormones. Dopamine is the part that keeps us wanting to have more of it. That can be good and it can be bad. Some of us that have done work when it comes to technology, dopamine is a word that we use, isn't it? After 25 minutes, dopamine gets kicking in our brains from that digital device that we use. After 45, there's an addiction. Pull that back in and let's use dopamine the way it's supposed to be used. And that's in a very natural state after exercise and with movement. Cool, cool, cool. I see those amen thumbs going up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, the other one, this one is special to my heart. This one, because it affects and it impacts my students that are teenagers and my own children at home when they went through their teenage years. This next chemical, natural chemical that occurs in your bodies is serotonin. And the reason this one is special to me is because, unfortunately, juniors and seniors, now these are some conversations that are happening right here in Johnson County, by the way. Mental health, remember mental, physical, emotional. Mental health, this is this mental health space that we're going to talk about right now. Serotonin levels in juniors and seniors in high school are so much lower in today's world within the last decade that it's causing alarm in our mental health facility. Like literally, mental health specialists are going, what is going on? Something that naturally occurs in the body is not naturally occurring enough. Serotonin is being stifled. Serotonin is not being raised. What is the purpose of serotonin? Now we talked about talked about all these happies. Serotonin is the one that is all about mood. Okay? The zest for life comes from serotonin. And this is the one that actually lives within our system for the longest of all of those chemicals. Serotonin is our happy chemical. It is our happy chemical, but it's one that when we don't rise it, and what's happening, students and adults are having to have serotonin like enhancers given to them by doctors. Well, here's the deal. Let's go ahead and decide today that we as adults, we want to do everything we can for those 45, 50 minutes, even 6 hours. Some of you have babies in your room, that we're going to do our purpose, our reality, our work. And we're going to do exercise and movement to see if we can help those serotonin levels go up.
Amy,
Yep.
Hey, a really good question just came through. So do you go over all these terms with your kids? Like you talk about all of the different chemicals, oxytocin and all that. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely. When I talk to 6th graders and 8th graders, because I teach the AIM class, which is like our AVID for 8th grade, I give it to them straight. I give it to them chemically. Now, do we have some fun with oxy and then we draw an O and then we have the happiness come out of the O, kind of cartoon it? Sure, we do. The more we have students own what their bodies can do, the more that they can own that they actually have control over this. Why are we waiting for someone to tell us what to do? They can control this. When it comes to serotonin, now here's the deal. I have a senior upstairs and she's going to come down and she's going to help me with some of the brain boosts in a minute. I didn't let her come down yet because she's like, I have to wake up. What? You know, because it's clearly she's on a different schedule than I am. But, you know, Sophia alone, she's a senior in high school. And all of a sudden she noticed that her serotonin levels were low. Why? She lives in a household where we talk about this weirdo stuff. But her doctor was like, wait a minute, Sophia, what are we not doing yet? And that's just it. What are we not doing yet? And so we have to change our habits. And I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to the little ones, the littles, absolutely introduce some of these. But the fact is that have them feel it. Ask them. That's that social emotional part. After we do the exercises, give me 3 words. How you feeling, babies? How you feeling? How you feeling, babies? How you feeling? And have them share. Because then all of a sudden they're going to start attributing that, ooh, I like that sensation. I like that feeling. When they get that hype zest of that chemical, they're going to want more. In their bodies, the more we do it, we'll start to create a system where we may not have to rely on all of the exercise. It's going to just allow the chemicals to do their job, regardless if it's Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon. We don't have to just retrain on Mondays. Any other questions, Josh? Oh, you're on mute, my brother.
Do we know why serotonin levels are currently lower as opposed to prior times?
Absolutely. Our students aren't moving. Here's from the science. This is what I'm reading in journals. Our students are no longer moving like they did at one time. Okay. Our juniors and seniors here, I know, I can speak on behalf of 3 of the high schools because my kids went to 3 different. Know that after freshman year, they don't have to take physical fitness. They're kind of done with it. They can choose to, but they don't have to. Overwhelmingly, students are choosing not to play a sport that's part of school. They may be doing something outside of school. Also, our kids aren't moving during the day. Yeah, between classes, guess what? Not enough. And that's going to be a ratio we're going to talk about in just a moment. So, I mean, if we could get passionate about this, ladies and gentlemen, we would see students want to come to school. They would feel that that's their feel-good place, but we have to be strategic. Sometimes the conversation in education goes so heavy into content that we forget the humanity of learning. And I love the hallelujah nods because you know this is why you're here. Because we're trying to figure this out. And we have one shot with each of our students in a year. And within that one shot, how do we want them to remember that year? Well, we want it based in happy juices. We want it based in learning things that they didn't know before and they can connect to other things later. And we want them to become learners and believers in their learning. So to me, this is why I'm so weirdly passionate about it, because these are simple moves, simple pushes that we can put into place. And it's going to allow our students, I mean, if everyone did this, could you only imagine the impact? That's crazy. Serotonin levels right now also, when it comes to vitamin D and serotonin, there's a partnership. Our students are not getting enough sunlight. Same reason that you guys aren't. Okay, when we're at the building from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, and we're not allowing ourselves to see that gorgeous little sunshine, we're having to take supplements. Well, we know to take supplements, but how many conversations with students and children do we have that they need vitamin D? I mean, everybody loves a good Flintstone vitamin, but let's be real, friends. Okay, any other things, Joshua?
You're good so far. Keep it going.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we have endorphins, and we have dopamine, and we have serotonin, and remember the evil wicked cortisol. She's the evil stepmother. Maybe not stepmother, we'll just say the evil thing. I'm not even gonna go to the stepmother thing. Cortisol causes anxiety. Cortisol creates depression. Cortisol has mood disorders. Cortisol will be so evil to us if it's too much in our system, because a little's fine. The purpose of cortisol is because it gives us what we need for fight or flight. Remember from our earlier conversation, give me that nod. But here's the thing, cortisol and too much. And when students and teachers live in a world of trauma or anxiety, it creates more of this cortisol. We gain weight. Some of us are like, I can't get rid of that. Well, guess what? It's probably the chemical that's causing it to make it stay. I'm telling you, what scares me most is that anxiety and depression. Remember the serotonin that we talked about? Serotonin and cortisol have to stay in balance. Otherwise, students are suffering. And sometimes we don't know until, unfortunately, it can be too late. So let's do our work, friends. Let's do our work. You know, SEL lessons, I love them, but let's start with the basics of who they are. And let's get them some good habits. And you say, how much you say, Ms. Hillman? How much you say, Amy? Well, for us, y'all, you ready for this? Got a pinky promise on this one. 3 to 4 times a week, 30 minutes cardio. 3 to 4 times a week, 30 minutes cardio. Now, I'm not going to give you a rate of what your cardio is, but get your heart rate up because you know you feel it. And my kids kind of hate when I go for those walk runs because when I come home, I'm all jazzed up and it's time to clean the house. Let's go, friends. Let's clean the house. I want the baseboards done. They're like, what? I don't want it. Nope. Here's the deal. Because it's at good juices. And my principal hates when I exercise because I call him with all sorts of great ideas. Like, JJ, what we're going to do is we're going to create Sunday school. It's like, Amy, go sit down somewhere. Those are those good juices, right? 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Now you can go up to 45, and Lord knows that once we hit the age of 30, we should be lifting weights 3 times a week. We need to be working those muscles because that's a natural, decline within our systems. That's a whole nother conversation. Different juices flowing, testosterone, estrogen, the whole thing. But I'm telling you, for students, if we can pledge, my friends, 30 minutes a day, that their experience in our care, that 30 minutes a day and not PE. Let PE do PE. I love my PE coaches, but let them do PE. Quit putting it on them. It's on us. We're a partnership. So when it comes to 30 minutes, what will that look like within a school day? Well, let me tell you, everybody say 1-to-1. 1-to-1. This is a ratio I want to live on after we talk today. When we have students come into our space, rituals and routines, we're ready to teach. We hook the lesson, we get them all happy to be there. Do not, and I don't usually say do not, but I will. Do not think that your babies are going to be focused for more than 1 minute per year of their life. Let me put that into perspective. If you teach 7-year-olds, if they're sitting for 6.5 minutes, you'll probably still have them. You go after 7 minutes, they're not with you. Now, we've taught them really well, haven't we? Rituals and routines and what it looks like to learn well. They slant and they smile and they nod. They're not there. They're not there. They're not wired to be there. So 1-to-1. So I teach 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. The most I could ever expect them to stay focused with me would be 13 minutes. Any more than that, I'm joking. I'm literally fooling myself. In my head as a teacher, I'm like, I got to get through this. Oh my gosh, I can't stop. I'm on a roll. But are they rolling with you? So here's the deal. As we are being intentional with plugging in engagement brain boosts, and I don't call them brain breaks. I don't want their brain to break. I want it to boost. So with brain boosts, think about it, 1-to-1. If I teach 7-year-olds, 7 minutes. If I teach 12-year-olds, but everybody say 17. 17 is that magic number, because no matter how old you are or how young you are, 17 minutes, I'm telling you, no one can focus after 17 minutes. No one. No one. No one. Einstein, no one. And here's the magic to that. Isn't that awesome for admin to know about faculty meetings? Okay. Isn't that great for us to know about Zoom meetings? So thank you to those of you that actually get up, you stretch, and you come back. Now, I've had you guys rocking for a good 20-some minutes. And if you can hear my voice, snap once. And if you can hear my voice, snap twice. And if you can hear my voice, I want you to high five with a little reaction or high five, doesn't matter, one or the other, and say, ooh, we're rocking this out. Ooh, we're rocking this out. Now come back to me. Here's the deal. Something as simple as snaps, high fives, stand ups, sit downs, 2 thumbs ups. You're chunking the information. You made it stop, and now we're going to start again. Give me the nod, you get it.
Can I stop you for just 1 second? I know you're on a roll, but you've already done it 3 other times, and I don't know if everybody noticed that, but you had to shake it out twice already, just already having that built in. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh, for pointing that out. You know, when we get into this stuff, man, you can't help but do it. And you guys are masters. You're masters at reading your students' eyes, too. You know when they're with you, and you know when they're not. I always have the student, like, you always have the babies that are like Amy Hillman's that are hyper and probably in the back standing up. But then you have the babies that are right in the middle. And I know all of us are watching their eyes. And as soon as they kind of get that roll, like, even though it's only been 6 minutes, it's time to get up and move. It depends on seasons. It depends on sickness. There's so many other variables. But if we can hold ourselves accountable to break up the madness that is our teaching to them and actually make them own more of it too, it's natural then. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, let's take a moment and say, our brain is like a muscle. 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 And the reason I say it like that, it's like a muscle. It is not a muscle. It has no nerve endings. It is not a muscle. But I want you to think of it like a muscle because we have to grow it. We have to grow it. Okay, our neurons are connecting, our neural pathways. We need to do things intentionally to allow our brain to grow. And the beautiful thing is when we have those three awesome happy chemicals rocking, and we feed our body right, and we give it strength, and we give it some of those happy juices, what's happening is that we're creating two things. We're growing our brain, and we're protecting our brain. Now, I had a mama that passed away with Alzheimer's. Okay, she passed away with it, not because of it, but with it. That was one of the hardest things our family had to deal with. The matriarch, losing her memory. Now, here's what I will tell you. Now, this is to all of us, because we are all in the space of making decisions for our own self. We need to start doing things like getting these juices flowing and making choices that are about us becoming better and stronger. And we know that chemicals can do this. Preventative care, our bodies can heal better when these juices are there, and our brains can grow. I think it's kind of our job. That's the way I look at it. It's like my job to make sure that my students have these things rocking. Okay, now we're going to take a moment, and this is something I like to do at the beginning of every one of my lessons before the hook, because you know I love some hooks, and I'm terrible at the whoa, so I won't do that again, I promise. Ooh. It's tell me something good. Tell me something good. Yeah, tell me, baby. Yeah, they have to hear me sing. I want them to tell me something good. First of all, I have them turn to a partner. I want them to ponder, and they think about, tell me something good that's going on in their lives. And they start to think. Now turn to your partner. Tell me something good. And they actually talk to their partner. Now I'm going to have you guys do something. Go to your chat bar, and I want one sentence. Tell me something good. And I'm going to turn music on for 30 seconds while you type in your tell me something good. I know you done when you dancing, okay? All right, go ahead. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see some dancers there. Woo! I like the drop here. Ready? And you are made for now. That's why we're here today. All right, so Josh, are you there, Josh? I can open up my chat bar. I want some people to tell me something good. Hey, Josh, can you read to me 5 different tell me something goods? Go for me, man.
Yeah,
Go.
sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I had to run downstairs to get my charger. Otherwise, I was going to lose the computer. We'd lose the chat, and it all go downhill. So, whew.
Way to go. Look at your good juices flowing. I
know.
see.
I just had to get those juices flowing. So we have, Erin said her son learned how to ride his bike by himself. That is amazing.
Woo! Give some claps on that. Claps on that. Woo, woo!
Lindsay gets to spend time with her dog, which is amazing. My
Aw.
kids keep asking me for a dog. I'm like, huh.
Come on, Josh. Come on.
All right. Karen loves the cool weather.
Bless you, Karen.
Sorry, got the blood flowing here. Angie just says that you're awesome, and thanks for sharing.
Angie, you're awesome. I'm so glad you're here.
Let's see. A lot of people talking about how much they're learning at the EdCamp. A lot of connections with new people. Lots of pet talk on here. So
I love it. I love it.
And
Isn't
the most important one right here. Amy's coffee is still hot. So that,
Ooh,
hot
yeah,
coffee
baby.
is like
yeah.
#1 shout out for me.
I love it so much. Hey, guess what? I'm seeing across the board some smiles. Yeah, girl. I see that, Amy. I see you in your coffee. Here's what I know. When we talk about great things, magic happens. When you started talking about pets, even though it wasn't your story, maybe it wasn't your comment, you began to smile. I could tell who had pets just by your smiles, because you're like, I totally could have said that. I swear to goodness, Corona was designed by dogs, because now all dogs are getting all the attention for the first time ever. They're like, we own our human. Thank you, guys. Start your lessons with something as simple as tell me something good. Yeah, might be Thursdays, might be Tuesdays. It might be a day that you just know they walked in, and at that door, you saw it in their eyes. You're like, babies, here we go. We need some good conversation.
All right.
It may have to lead.
one question that came up. So what about that kid who you do this activity and they aren't comfortable yet sharing something going on in their head? How do you address that?
Absolutely. I come from a space of not having kids raise hands. I do always the pull the stick thing. So this is something from day one that some of the kids are challenged by. I immediately, that first week, you know who your 3 are. You immediately know. So what I like to do is from that first week, I have the conversation with little Billy. Hey, Billy, when your name comes up, what can I do? What can I do? Do you want your name? Do you want to give the answer right then? Do you want to come back and give the answer? Do you want to do a pass? Now, here's the cool thing. Billy will pass the first couple times until he gets that kid sitting next to him that says, dude, come on, you can do this. You're good at it. It's all about the culture within your classroom. And when those moments happen and Billy crosses that threshold of, oh my gosh, I'm okay now, I can jump, then you celebrate and you reward. You reward with greatness. You know, you're always going to have a few. I don't have a front of my room. And I know that's kind of difficult with technology and all of that. But personally, proximity wise, I'm a meanderer, and all of you are too, but there's no front of my room. Anytime during the lessons that I teach, I'll have students go, okay, flip it around, babies. Okay, 180, and they just take their chairs and turn. They might even twist. Imagine that, twisting and stretching. Exercise, getting them flexibility. When kids are too standardized here, they'll also, I'm going to be honest with you, there's some studies out there that talk about this, and there was one that said when students sit exactly the same way every day, the appearance of learning is there, but the actual connectedness to the lesson is completely not there because their willingness to learn something new has gone down. It's crazy to me. I'm like, everything I teach you is brand new and I'm connecting it to something old. So to me, getting them twisting and turning, the type of seating that you have and you offer, now we know Brainology says some students need the standard desk so they can be comfortable. Many students, this one right here, would need a different type of seat where I could constantly be moving and wiggling because that's what my brain needs. All right. Any others, Josh? Our time is flying. Okay.
Nope,
all right.
New.
I love it. I love it. So just a little review. Tell me something good. We talked about chemicals, 2 major parts of our brain. Okay, executive function, of course, the lady and all that. And then we have the hippocampus and what we do on the campus, we learn and then we remember. I think it's about time that we do a few activities. So without further ado, my voice is going to get louder and I'm going to get taller. I know you're going to hear my voice. Josh, give me the cue if I'm yelling, because that's what I do. Couple things going on here. Now, my daughter Sophia will be down in just a moment to help us with some of these activities, but the first thing are the shakeouts. Now, you're welcome to do this seated if it's more comfortable, or if you want to stand up behind your chair and actually get moving, because frankly, your butts must be sore. Roll those shoulders back twice. Yes, yes. Turn that camera. You all so beautiful. Look at you. Look at you getting up. I love it. Even if I'm just seeing your midsection, I'm glad to see you're up. Roll your shoulders back 2 times intentionally in slow-mo. We're going to do a little something called the shakeouts, and they're from 5. Okay, this is how it goes. A shakeout is with your right hand up. We're going to go right hand, then we're going to go left hand. We're going to go right foot. We're going to go left foot, and we're going to go shake a bottom. Okay, now other people are like, shake your head. I ain't going to do that. My bottom needs shaking. We're going to go from 5, and then we're going to go to 4s. Are you ready to say, oh yeah? Oh yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Got it. Everybody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fantastic. If you can hear my voice, give me a thumbs up on your computer. Lean it on in, y'all. Thumbs up. I love it. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Woo! Give a little dance out. Now, here's the deal. Friends, we're going to do a couple of these cheers here, but Josh has already put many of these cheers up on a flip grid, okay? So the cheer that's called, I think, is it the big long one, Josh, with all the cheers, or did you do them separate?
Both. They're both, but there's individual cheers plus there's one that's all the cheers in one video.
That's awesome. So you got a bunch of Hillman. You guys are being Hillmanized, by the way. Okay, the one cheer that some of you, if you've ever been in any of my sessions or classes, or even my 6th grade class, one is the Gator. Another one is Power. Those 2 are my go-tos. Now, I love me some Red Hot, so do me this favor. We're going to do it. Now, Josh, take your mute off, my boy. Let's you and I do Red Hot. And everyone else, you're going to yell too. You're welcome to take your thing, your speaker, your mute on or off. You can do that if you want, or you can just do the motions. Here we go. Now, Josh, you ready?
I'm ready.
The teachers are what?
Red Hot!
The teachers are what?
Red Hot!
The teachers are
R-E-D with a little bit of H. O.
O-T. R-E-D, red, H-O-T, red hot, red hot, red hot.
Boom!
That's awesome. Now, here's the deal. These videos are all on Flipgrid, and they're all broken down, like even the words and such. But y'all, you got to help me out now. Help a sister out. We got to have children clapping on the 2 and 4. Don't you let them clap on the 1 and 3. We call that the R&B. Okay, yeah, stomp 1, clap 2. Okay, give me the nod. Everybody give me those hands up. Give me the hands up that you hear my voice. We got, yes, honey, please. 1, 2, and 4. Just kidding, I'm just playing with y'all.
My poor robotics team. They could not. They just couldn't get it.
That's it. They tried though.
Hey, they did.
Effort. So we did shakeouts, we did the Gator, then there's one called Power. That one, if it's okay, Josh, I'm gonna save until later. Oh yeah. So let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I want to actually go through the steps of Brain Gym. Brain Gym, there's part of Brain Gym that are more exercise-based, and there's part of Brain Gym that's more mindfulness. So if you're standing up still, absolutely. Stand up. Shake out those hands. Now I want you to reach high and create what we call a brain ball above your head. And then bring it down. Now let's add breathing to it. Breathe in and breathe out. Roll shoulders back twice. Posture. We happen to know that posture in students right now is rough because of digital. That's right, those phones are in front and they roll those shoulders forward, rolling shoulders back twice, and it feels good. With Brain Gym, and you can look this up, there's certifications and all that. I use little glimmers of Brain Gym that get the students up, get them moving. Now imagine this. I'm teaching a 6th grade class. My students are 11 years old. I'm teaching and they're conversating for about 11 minutes. Minute 12, we hop up and we do the following. Everybody stand up, brain ball above your head, pull your brain ball down, roll your shoulders back twice. Take your hands, put your elbows up where your shoulders are and wiggle your fingers. I call them phalanges because I'm a nerd. We are going to pull every beat, we're going to be pulling a knee up. I want you to cross over so your middle finger from the opposite hand is popping that patella. Pop that patella. Pop that patella. Now we're going to do it 25. And ladies and gentlemen, my goal here is not to do it slow. My goal here is to raise our cardio. So let's do 25. And at the end, I want you to clap twice. Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Clap twice, hands on your hips, roll those shoulders back twice. Oh, yeah. Woo, woo. I saw that woo, woo in the backyard. I like that. So when it comes to Brain Gym, y'all can come back to me for just a moment. When it comes to Brain Gym, something that simple lasted 2 minutes. One move of Brain Gym. We started with the brain ball and good breathing, right? That also gives some students that are like, I don't want to do this, gives them a little time working through that. We're asking students to do something they're not comfortable doing. We do that all the time. Oh, and I hear from teachers, but I'm just not comfortable doing this in front of students. You know what? Until we show them that we trust the process, We have to step outside of our comfort space. We just do. Now you find a space that's kind of, what would I say? A balance. And you try one at a time. See, to me, that brain ball move, I would start my lessons every day with a brain ball. It also keeps pencils out their hands and off other children. I don't know if you know this, but 6th grade boys like to touch each other. It's weird. So brain ball keeps them from doing that. Roll those shoulders back twice. That motion right there, just reset their whole thinking. You have their attention, their hands are to themselves, they're smiling and breathing well. Roll those shoulders back twice again. Oh yeah. With brain ball and with brain gym, those couple of motions, now they're sitting down, now they're ready to go. Let's start again. So in 12 minutes from that point, then we can get up and do something new. Now you guys, Kagan is a friend of ours. Kagan is definitely a friend of mine. You betcha. Look at, I get you, girl. Kagan's strategies embedded differently for each different lesson. Now don't keep using mixed pair share. Lord have mercy, I get sick of that one too. But it's a great one. It's a great one to use once a week. It's a great one to use with homework. Get the kids up and moving. But I'm going to be honest with you. Intentionality, and now every Kagan instructor that I've worked with is like, listen, you have to be intentional. It has to be purposeful. It has to have a beginning, middle, and end. It is not just a game that they are playing. Now the kids think it is, but we know better. Kagan is a friend of ours, and if you haven't experienced Kagan training, holla at your admin because it's worth every single penny. Okay, so with that in mind, ooh, and anytime that you feel as though there's a lull, I always like to say, turn and high five somebody and say they are a rock star. Boop, you're a rock star. Sometimes I'll do a little call out action. I'll be like, when I say hard work, you say dedication, hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication. You know what works? Vocabulary words. Just a little bit of hooting and hollering. Remember, safe place, safe space. Stretch yourself. Do something brand new. Now, do I expect you to roll out every single cheer? My gosh, no. But if you grabbed onto one and you rocked it for a week, and then you grabbed onto another and added to it, it becomes part of the culture within your classroom. Remember those Ms. Mary Mac, all dressed in black, black, black. The rhythm of those hand claps, and if you give kids 2 minutes to do those, is rewiring their brain. Rhythm and rhythm motions, that's why drummers are like these phenoms. So many of us that play drums were hyperactive as a child. I'm just going to be honest with you. Even the drummer from Rush, he got kicked out of school twice. The reason being is that drumming and rhythm and the use of rhythm, and you'll notice so much of my stuff we clap like good job, good job, good job, good job, G-O-O-D-J-O-B, good job, good job. The rhythm that's included, that's brain work, friends. So when we're talking about hand claps, the Miss Mary Macs, give them 2. And Lord knows y'all got them kids doing the old TikToks and all that other crazy crap and all that. Exactly, and the little thumb thing. Give them time in class to do it. Get through the 12 minutes and say, ooh, break it down TikTok style. Don't be careful now. Don't be ticking and talking the way that some of those other ticker-tuckers do. No, 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 no. You want to make sure that they are safe in their safe space, but have a little fun with it. With that in mind, mindfulness, breathing, I have a kind of a fun little game. Watch this, this is funny. Oh yeah. This next game is going to be a brain boost, and it is the 1, 2, 3 game. The 1, 2, 3. Watch this. I'm going to, at this point, call my daughter. Yep, and you're watching me do this live. And I'm putting her on speakerphone. Yeah, this is happening. Hi, Sophia. Are you coming downstairs, Sophia?
Yeah, I'm upstairs. I just got here.
Nice. I have 30 of my closest friends waiting for you.
Okay, perfect. Do you want me to bring the camera?
No, honey, we're ready. Just come on downstairs. We're ready to go right now. Love you. Bye. This next game is called the 1, 2, 3. Now it takes 2 people. So just say Josh and I, and Sophia will show it in a minute. Here she is. Oh yeah. Everybody say, hey, Sophia. Oh my God. They're waving to you. Oh, yeah. So this activity, and by the way, Sophia Hillman, senior at Olathe North. They're teachers, honey. Yes. Little girl just signed on to become a shocker. She's going to be a shocker from Wichita. Woo-hoo! So the theater department's getting this one, so you can only imagine the drama in my house. So with that being said, we're going to play this activity called 1, 2, 3. Now, like I tell the children that I teach it to, you could take this to a little church camp. You could take this to the little, the mini mart, and you and your brother and sister, you can play. And, not right now because we're under the corona, but in typical situations, here's how it's played. You face your partner, high five and say, hey. Hi. 1, 2, 3. It's the counting of 1, 2, 3. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Got it? High five if you got it. Nice. Now we go.
Oh, you froze. Hold on. Oh, we're back. We're back.
Okay, good. I froze. That was my mom saying be still. Okay. So you saw the 1, 2, 3 part. Now we're going to replace the ones with claps. Here we go.
Oh, she went to WSU.
Like,
Sorry.
oh, yes, WSU. She's got a shout out, shocker. Okay, here we go. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. So we need some more work on that. But wait, there's more. There's more. Now instead of the 2, oh, this is tricky. It is a hit of your foot. Okay, can you see that? You got to hit your foot. That's right. So the 2s. The 3s are still being called 3s. So here we go.
The only thing you say out loud is 3.
Okay, so here we go. 3.
3.
3. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, third part of the challenge. Now here is the best part. Remember endorphins? Endorphins are also given off by laughter. Have laughter part of your daily. And some of y'all just funny anyway, so use that as a weapon. Okay, so instead of 3, it's going to be a head tap. Do not concuss. Do not concuss or cuss, but don't concuss especially. Okay, we're ready? Okay, good. I'm going to have them get into my inner zen. Here we go. Ready? Okay. You get the idea. Now, your homework is to play this with your spouse or loved one today, and let's see how that goes. That's your homework. And Sophia, she out there. Look, she go. She. I don't know what Wichita was thinking.
This is my daughter, Megan Seacrest, and she's in the theater department at Wichita State right now.
Oh my God. Hi.
What? Know this face. Know these grades. That's awesome, Suzette. Let's have them talk afterwards. That is amazing.
All right.
She's crying over here.
I'm crying.
Yeah, she's
So
crying
fun.
over here. Woo, good to meet you, my dear. Good to meet you.
Hi.
Awesome. Shockerland. Woo woo. Okay. Our next activity that Sophia is going to help us with is the number 21. This is another brain boost. Don't call them brain breaks anymore. This is a brain boost. Here we go. So you're going to stand apart from your person, high five, and always welcome them. How are you? Good. Good. Okay. This, you keep your hands out. We're trying to get to the number 21. And you're allowed to slap once or twice. Here's how it's played. 1, 2,
3,
4, 5,
6, 7,
8,
9, 10,
11, 12,
13, 14,
15,
16,
17, 18,
19.
20, 21. Woo! I got to 21, therefore I'm the winner, and she's not. And that's really what it's all about. I'm just kidding. Don't say that to your students, but I know. But she's my kid. I made her. With that in mind, they can play and play and play. There is a magic number. I'm not going to let you know what the magic number is you want to land on to win every time. Did you just whisper? Don't listen to her. So there's a magic number. This is a fun game. I mean, babies at 3rd grade, 4th grade, middle schoolers, oh my gosh, fantastic. Break up and boost their brains. Now, really, is it about the math? Nope. It's about the laughter. It's about the get up. It's about the reset. It's about the brain boost. Now everybody put up their pinky and promise me that brain breaks are no longer going to be called brain breaks. They're called brain boosts. Give me the nod. Use it. Use it. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:59. I have some other fun stuff to teach you and talk to you, but you know what, frankly, I know you have some great people to think about and talk to. Ms. Tabitha Rossbury, she's a wicked awesome lady. I'm telling you what, I am her biggest fan. I think her session comes up next.
Yep.
So
Yep.
please don't be late to that one. I love y'all. If you need me, Amy Hillman, look at the, I almost said TikTok board. That's not it. Flipgrid. Look at the Flipgrid, and Saturday Scholars commercial is on there, as well as my contact information. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Thank you so much. Brain boost. Get them good juices going. Woo woo. Love y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.